Okay, so invade and recharge, which I think these champions should be good for. I think I'm gonna keep House of X for the end because we still don't need Nimrod necessarily. We just have to watch for Hela. We do not have the champions to survive just randomly dying a couple. Hey Bean, how's it going? Okay. Okay, that works. Thanks, Nah. Appreciate it. Side note, made my first bid for Negs in War. Yeah, I hope so, man. Okay, so I can't use Ronin for this next one. Let's try. Stay open. Alright, 17 charges. Let's stay alive. Hey JJ, how's it going? Got a little risky there for a minute. Okay. So I really want to use Ronin for anti-venom, but in my earlier stream today, I tried that, and something about like the purify, I don't know, it crashed the game hard twice. I guess we'll try Strife. Come on, man. Do not just hold to your special. Nope, that's fine. Alright. would rather glancing than lose half my health. A lot of regen. Please finish. Oh, that's so close. Okay. Hey, John. Dibs on Black Panther Civil War boss with Medusa. That'll be interesting. Is the tactic on Tafre or no? I didn't even join last war. Okay, very scared of. About that. Not dead yet. Oof. Well, hurt less than on block. Okay, let's get out of the danger zone. Cannot throw the special 3. Ooh, nice that we got the neutralize up. I think that happened very quickly when we were at special 3. What just happened? Oh, okay. I guess that was just our state. But, she may not even go indestructible. Excellent. Okay, one more down. Hey, Olivier, Cyber. I joined for the loyalty and the YOLO bit. Absolutely. Time to chill. Glad to hear it, JJ. Yeah, the block damage is nuts, Snoops. I was pretty nervous for that one. Purgatory Solo is a Purgatory Solo, though. Alright, we're gonna try this again. I may mess up. Did last time. But Ronin's a good stand-in for this one. Oh, that. Okay. Safe. Oh, I did not catch that she went unblockable. That was unfortunate. Thank you, glancing. Yeah, that was too early. Thank you. Nice. Do the 10k 6-star shards and the Thronebreaker dailies even exist? I don't think I've ever gotten them, Cyber, but I've seen multiple friends get them. So yes, they exist, but they are quite rare. I think significantly more rare um, than the full T5Bs, which I have gotten, I think, twice. I know I brought up the Jabari Black Cat similarities earlier based on what little we know, but I really hope they're very different. Me too. Or that at least it's like, the differences between like Jabari and the OG Black Panther rework. Like, there are a lot of things you can point to between those kits that are similar, but they occupy different spaces. Okay, let's take a look at Angela. Okay, Vigorous Assault is what they added, so she's just going to be unblockable. That is going to be a problem for Purgatory for a while, but eventually it'll be okay. So my only question here is whether I want to try and bring Nimrod to get rid of the healing. But I feel like Ronan will be fine. Strife could be useful. I think I still want this team. Because, like, there are no mutants over there, and my Nimrod isn't duped. Yeah, let's give this a shot. Is Strife good? So, there's a number of things here. For one thing, duped Strife is way, way more usable than unduped Strife because just playing the special one rotation with like the guillotine synergy or something just charges him up automatically if he's duped. Um, and so that's huge because he very quickly gets into the place where he just kills opponents too quickly for medium-sized health pools for him to even get to a special 3. And so that makes it really annoying to charge an unduped Strife. I've started talking over myself a couple times. But the other thing is that his various pieces of utility, like the unstoppable counter, the blocking, unblockable specials, the concussion, even the passive damage, the like the thorns counter, the anti-evade, each individual piece of his kit is something that other characters, often other mutants, can do better. Um, but Strife has a little bit of everything. So advanced accounts that have all of those other options that can do individual things better often will feel like Strife just isn't doing much for them because it's like, well, why would I use him over XYZ? Strife is an absolute godsend for an account like this that does not have that many attackers, that does not have much breadth or depth, because he can do all of those things okay. And so as long as I am willing to put in the work to like bring his kit to bear properly, he does great. So I do think Strife is definitely good. He definitely has a limit when it comes to upper level accounts, but he is a valuable addition to the game and he serves a purpose. He's a little bit of a jack of all trades, yeah. Hey, welcome back, BK. But remember, the full saying is Jack of all trades, master of none is still better than a master of one. And you can disagree with that because, like, for passive damage, you're not going to use Strife over Torch, but there are nodes where there's more than one thing going on sometimes, and Strife can be very good for those. I think his biggest weakness in advanced accounts is just ramping him because he can be a little bit difficult to play if you're trying to get decent damage out of him and use all of his utility. You have to balance the charges, the invisibility. There's multiple rotations. Like, Strife is not a simple character. There's a reason that some of the people who like him best are also pretty smart characters and like have good reflexes. Like Suida being an obvious one. Nerd, who is definitely one of the better players I know, did most of his Abyss exploration with Strife. Like, that's the kind of thing that sticks out. He's a good character, but he's not like a pull him out of the box and wow, this is amazing the way that Apocalypse is. And even Apocalypse has depth to him. But I think Apocalypse's floor is significantly above Strife's, if that makes sense. Hey, Strands, how's it going, man? Use Strife on one of the 7-4 paths. Very cool. Yeah, I do like Strife. I think he's fun to play. Yeah, sure thing, Snoops. I did notice Taters was streaming, and I figure we may cannibalize each other a little bit, but this is the time of day I have to do it. If he's still going when I'm done, then I'll definitely head over there. Have a crash course with him in Abyss soon. Yes, that is very much how I felt. So the plan here is to go to the special 3, because these are likely to be long enough fights that getting the passive neutralize up for all of those buffs may really matter. I don't know why I did that. I really don't know why I did that. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to restart because that was such a stupid idea. But that's okay. It doesn't cost energy, and now you know the plan, so I don't need to say it again. But I really do think Purgatory is going to be good for this. Back the heck off. So we could have just waited for the arc overload to fall off there, but it's still worth hitting him because we do want to go into Rampage, and so maintaining Bloodthirst is important. We don't want to let Mystic Conversion do all the work. We're getting there. I think her special 3 might be my favorite in the game. It is a very... Those moments of hysteric. Happy to provide entertainment. 24,000 on a special 3 is not at all bad for a rank 4 5-star. Granted, she's boosted a little bit here because she is a female champion. Still. Yeah, there are a lot of really good specials. The art department in this game is definitely one of the reasons I'm still playing it. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I think we'll go Strife for this one, see if we can ramp him up. He might end up being our alternate for Angelo. Would love for him to throw that special. Like, along the lines of what I was talking about earlier, it's not like Strife is going to have a damage problem. I don't mind him healing up as we go to the special. But I don't want to get back. One more. Ooh. I'll do that in a minute. Want to make sure I don't mess this up. I actually thought that would kill him and it would be really cool, but that's alright. Streaming again? Yes, sir, true potential. Hope you get some sleep. Yeah, honestly, Snoops, Nimrod isn't really in contention for one of my favorites either. Like, it's cool in a spectacle way, but it's not one of my favorites. I don't know how to explain it more than that. So I've said Biswas before. What do you go with the first name? Lite, Light? Let me know. I'd like to get it right. Just explored 7.4, got 3 to 4 science. Overseer, Rolk, Antivenom, duped my read, and Jubilee. I mean, I'm sorry you didn't get Torch, but that is a pretty good list. I'm definitely a fan of rank 4 Reed, as you probably know. I really do think he's one of the most versatile and powerful science champions. And I wouldn't have taken Torch to rank 4 if I could avoid it, honestly. He's banned too often, and I don't think he... Don't have Negative or Spidey. Yeah. I mean, those are very good. I don't think you'd regret Reed. Yeah, I think I'm with you, Cyber. All of those, light is fine. Okay. I think I'm gonna go. I think that's what you meant. Although, who knows? But yeah, okay, I'll go with that then. Don't like Strange's Voodoos. Yeah, all the portals are a little too similar. I do agree with you. Hey, meta. Nah, that's not cheating. Meta and taters go way back. Not gonna hold that against. Is Reed hard to play? So, like the most cliched answer possible for this is easy to play, hard to master. I don't think that quite covers it, but like Reed's basic rotation of use all the pre-fights, heavy periodically, throw special twos until all of the little numbers say three is not difficult. Like that's probably 70% of his play style that's just really, really simple. Um, Understanding all of the other things to do with him, like really taking advantage of his evade, like learning to maximize his like power gain, trying to get more than one um careful study passive up, leaning on his tankiness, learning what you can intentionally ignore as far as damage and what you can't, understanding when you don't want to use certain pre-fights because of the contours of the fight. That stuff is next level, but I think that you can get a ton of value out of Reed without without really doing anything fancy. Sure. Right before 7.4 came out, I expressed my concern between wanting to rank 3 Reed, but also wanting to save and rank based on 7.4. Happy to say Reed has absolutely proved his worth. That's awesome, Saragos. Yeah, even if I get science from 7.4, which, geez, knock on wood, um, I still will not regret taking up. He's been an absolute house, and he's my favorite champion. Does he need to be duped? No. Like it is a powerful dupe. It adds a lot to more complex fights, but it also doesn't come up in a lot of fights, or at least not until the end. And so therefore, did not like Reed much before, but after watching your vids and using him in Act 7, I've become a fan. A fan. That's cool. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I definitely think he's one of those where it's not like immediately obvious what his value is. Because like you can read it and you can go, oh, okay, well he can like control power gain and healing and I guess kind of debuffs. But like it's not until you really play him and you start feeling how the fights go, you're like, ooh, yeah, I like. Or at least it wasn't for me. Yeah, Saragost. I think I agree with that. It's less the play style and more understanding where you want to use him and what small changes you. Yeah, meta. It is one of my most viewed. You're absolutely right. It was my most viewed at one point. I think the Killmonger one might have actually taken it over. I'm kind of curious. Where's that? Yeah, Killmonger is my number one. The oh, wow, I haven't looked at this in a while. That one about why I took Cersei to rank 3 is now my number 2, and then the guide to read is my number 3. It's interesting looking at that. It wasn't until an alliance mate recommended your channel for Killmonger that I really understood how powerful Reed is. That's awesome. That I really like hearing that kind of stuff. I have to post it often in my chat. Thanks, guys. All right, let's try and make sure I don't get hit in the face. I hate when champions like Red Goblin with their like really uh, sporadic movements go unblockable. I just worry I'm not going to dex out of it properly. I do really like Purgatory's interaction with Mystic Dispersion, where when she nullifies a buff, it can then nullify yet another buff by taking her over a bar of power. See right there, that's what I meant by the dex thing. Alright, wanted to make sure to throw the special 3 right before Arc Overload ended so we can get the extra triggers. I hate when they do that, when they dash right at you as the Unstoppable comes around. Not much you can do. Didn't mean to throw that, but I'll get over it. See if we get rid of Arc Overload? Yes. Back off. Uppable does not trigger. Maybe we can get some healing in before this one is done. I mean, he's not going to go unstoppable again, or unblockable again, but Special 2 kind of negates the purpose of healing, so thank you. It'd be really nice if we could actually not block it. I'm not sure I'm going to bother going for the full evade here right now. Come on, man. Okay, we're just not gonna heal. 200 points. Hey, Highline, how's it going, man? How's Kane going for you? I appreciate that. Speaking of awesome special 3s, Red Goblin. I'm really glad we didn't get to be reminded of it. Thanks, Meta. What's the best place to practice Tigra? I mean, I would start with basically anywhere where you can find champions with large attack pools or large health pools, with minimal nodes, because you really want to get Tigra down just against animations. You want to have only at play like move sets, power bars, health bars, your senses. Like that's like the essence of her gameplay. You want to be really in touch with that. And I'm not saying that you have to have mastered it or anything like that. It's just like a fluency issue. There's enough to pay attention in her basic rotation that you have to do that a few times before you just have the feel for it. And you're like, okay, yeah, this is about how long my senses are up without me obsessively watching the timers. This is about how long it takes for her heavy to charge and release. This is about the distance her heavy can cover. Like, you get those things kind of in your bones a little bit, and then you can start branching out and applying her successfully to nodes. Now, I'm not saying if you don't do that, you won't be able to take noted fights, but that's how I learned her, and that's my comfort zone with learning a new champion, especially one like her, where there are multiple things to pay attention to, overlapping timers. I try and get those down just in relation to power bars first, then apply them to things like this side quest. But there are a lot of, like, Tigra can take a lot of these side quest lanes, including most of these fights I just took. Um, She also can take an awful lot of 7.4. There were plenty of spots in 7.2 and 7.3. Like, look for places. That's kind of the other thing is once you've practiced her against vanilla move sets, then you start thinking things like, okay, Tigra lines up well against Angela. Is there anything in the node that would be a problem for? That's why you want to be familiar with Tigra, because you're not like reinventing the wheel when you're trying to figure out whether she works for a fight. You're like, she works against the champion. Does the node stop me? Because that's kind of the truth of how good Tigra is. If the node is not specifically stopping her, she's probably fine. I'm on his third life. Okay, well, progress. Was I nervous or worried when Reed's buff was initially announced? A little bit, honestly, Snoops. Because I was very surprised when it was announced. Because I had been playing with him and I was like, I don't think he strictly needs one. So like, what are they going to change? But as soon as I read it, I felt better because they changed almost nothing. They just gave him extra resistances, extra attack, and longer debuffs. It was like, oh, cool. So you just made him easier to play without freaking out. That's perfect. Okay. There are going to be some challenges in this. Let's see if Purg can do it. Alright, here comes the she's unblockable for the rest of the fight stuff. Or maybe I'm not doing enough damage. Okay, transducer keeping Rampage permanently paused right there. Do you see how the timer doesn't even start? That's nice. That's a nice interaction. Oh, jeez. I forgot she was unblockable. I was so focused on the unstoppable. 13k crit. Freaking aspect of evolution. Alright, this fight is so incredibly winnable, though. That was all me. As I tried to block somebody who was unblockable. Don't do that at home, kids. Alright, let's do that again. Yeah, I do like Purgatory. I do still think she needs a buff. I think her kit as it is not quite enough. I think the designer was a little bit overly cautious, but Mystic Dispersion is OP, so you know, we understand why. Jesus. Yeah, so we understand why, but like I think the designer was a bit too cautious, especially with the way her cross-class or cross-fight abilities work. But I really like the kit. There's a lot of good things. She's not bad. She's under 2. Oh, that was bad. Right, because Neutralize only reduces ability accuracy by 70%, and hers was way above that because of Aspect of Evolution. God, this fight is so soloable, and that's 2 rookie mistakes in a row. I'm not using anybody else, because I need the objective anyway. I like never items on. So I don't. Thank you for your commentary, Snoops. Okay, that's one. Notice how we instantly got the soul captured because we filled 9 bars of power like immediately as soon as we went red. Okay, so that should have been an easy solo even with a rank 5 Purgatory or rank 4 5-star Purgatory. But turns out you get hit in the face by an Aspect of Evolution boss a couple times, bad things happen. Props to everyone here who breezed through the Kang fight. I think I know what you mean, Highline, because I'm expecting to get my butt kicked at least a couple times when I head in there too. I think they were afraid of because I show this in my review on her. I think what they were afraid of is the fact that so many of her abilities are keyed off crossing a bar of power. When you combine that with Mystic Dispersion and the fact that she already has power gain abilities, you can get into some pretty nutty feedback loops. Like there are fights I've taken with her that have really surprised people in the chat. And I think that's they were trying to make sure she couldn't do that everywhere, that she had weaknesses. And I think they just ended up with a kit that wasn't quite complete instead of a great kit with weaknesses, which is a really fine line. Like I'm not mad that Purgatory needs a buff because there's so many creative ideas in her kit and she's so close that I'm like I can completely forgive that as a you only had a few people who were able to test this. There's only so much testing you can do before you release a champion into the wild and see how they perform in war or in game content with thousands and thousands of people playing. So I get why they did it. I'm not mad about her. I am like I do judge Mangog. I think he was obviously too weak. And I think Chavez was obviously too weak. I think Purgatory is just under 2. Yeah, I'm enjoying 7-4 Toffrey. Having a good time. Oh, yeah, no, you do use Stoops. Stereo's AI is broken. It is really annoying. The priority given to his heavy. Completely agree. Yeah, I know what they were going for with Dragon Man and Chavez. Because like there are mechanics that either make it difficult to nullify, um, or it's straight up impossible, like nullify immunity, or that punish it, like return policy. So I get what they were going for. Um, like they're trying to give alternate methods of buff control, right? Because if you can't get rid of a buff, then you might as well mitigate it. Freaking parries. Those sneaky light attacks they do are so annoying with current input issues. One second. I knew she'd do that. Anyway, so like if you can't get rid of buffs, then it makes sense to have mystics that just mitigate them. Like the way that Dragon Man has ineptitude and his Sig further reduces cosmics. The way that Chavez can invert power gain, can invert furies and armor. Like that's really cool. Um I think the problem is that so many of the buffs we run into that actually cause problems are not armor ups, furies, or power gain. Like we have ways of dealing with them. It's stuff like I'm trying to think of an example. So yeah, just off the top of my head, like spiked armor. So spiked armor is not something where it's like, oh, he has physical resistance now, so I need to mitigate the effectiveness of physical resistance so I can do damage. No, it's he has a physical resistance buff active, so every time I hit him, I take damage. That's the problem with it. And so like you can get around that by nullifying it. You can't get around it by making the buff weak. And there's so many mechanics along those lines. Or like Unstoppable is another one. Now Dragon Man does have slow, but like there's so many buffs that just mitigating them isn't enough that Dragon Man and Chavez really don't really thrive. I think it's possible that the meta could change to a spot where it's like, oh, like this Fury is a serious problem. Inverting it is how I win this fight. I can see that happening in the future. We're just not there right. Yeah, I don't know. Like I was saying yesterday with Chavez, it would be nice if like she could only nullify buffs that she can't invert. So like leave them their furies, leave them their armor ups because she's going to turn them around and make them and punish them for trying to use. But let her nullify other things that she doesn't have. I don't know, man. It's a difficult thing to do because they're clearly trying to change the interaction between buffs and the mystic class, and there's a lot of history there, so it's not easy. Yeah, I wonder what their thoughts are going forward. Okay, Counter Strike is stupid, but we're gonna bring Nimrod. Like, don't know how to freaking beat this kitty. Strife is probably a good way to go. So I think we're gonna drop Ronin. Yeah, let's drop Ronin and bring Nimrod, and I think we can handle that lane. But it's not gonna be easy. Part of why I like Mojo's method of buff control so much, and Claire. Yeah, both of them are nice alternates for sure. But like even Mojo can't do anything about permanent buffs except nullify them one at a time off his special one. So he has clear weaknesses. Okay. I think Rogue is the one where we go ahead and ramp Strife. Where we try to ramp Strife anyway. But loose may do. Still row. I do not agree, Bakar. If you're dealing with very vanilla buffs, then Doom is fantastic. But the minute anybody does anything to counter buff control, Doom runs into problems. If you're dealing with vanilla buffs, he has, like, one of the abilities to get rid of the most. But yeah, I don't think I would give Doom the crown. Maybe I should be using Jubilee on this one as well. Dormammu's utility machine. To a point. His utility, even at this point, is getting a little bit outdated, in my opinion. The best power control? Not really. Magic exists. Like, again, if it's a fairly vanilla matchup, and them throwing a single special is not going to cause you a problem. Like, if you can afford to cycle, and what you mean by power control is I don't worry if they go red, then sure, Doom is way up there. Or I don't want them crossing bars of power or bad things happen. I don't want them throwing specials or bad things happen. Sometimes Doom falls off a fair amount. So part of it is also what we're talking about in terms of definitions here. Like that's part of the thing. I don't think Doom has the best buff control or the best power control, and he's not the highest DPS mystic. The thing is that he is arguably the tankiest mystic, despite having only one damage immunity. And he has good buff control and good power control, and the second highest base attack in the game with ways to boost it further. Like, Doom is the best mystic, and look, he's not my favorite mystic. I prefer all of the ones in the next tier over him, like Tigra, Sorcerer, Claire. But Doom is the best mystic. But the reason is not because he's the best at any one thing. It's because he's close to the best. He's one of the best at so many things that the sum of his parts is ridiculous. really tried to throw that special and it was not letting me. Then I freaked out and messed up the decks. Take care, True Potential. Still haven't used my Doom in any meaningful content. I tried to reach for him last. I just don't enjoy playing him. He feels overpowered. He's very good. Not an idiot. Oh, come on. Freaking Dexes. Claire, Hood, Sorcerer, so don't really need Doom. I rarely feel that I need. Alright, this is gonna be absolutely... See what we got. Oh, come on. I hate the fact that he's not duped so much. And that whiffed. Alright, hold on. Do not care. It took away my Ronin twice earlier. This is revenge. Hope your next 6-star on this account is Nimrod dupe. So do I. But Doom doesn't never let the opponent throw a special per card. You're hoping that their AI plays along. Like, that's the thing, is that he doesn't actually stop the opponent from throwing a special. If you manipulate the AI and play a certain way, he usually stops the opponent from throwing a special. But he doesn't actually stop them. That's kind of my point. Like, with the way the AI currently behaves, Doom effectively has really great power control a lot of the time. But he doesn't actually stop the defender from throwing spells. Wake is a good shout. You're not going to throw specials, are you? You jerk. Reprogramming is great power control. Yeah, I think we just die here, but that's okay. 13%, maybe we can finish this with Purgatory, actually. At this point, that AI is rare. I agree, Picard, but that's kind of my point, though, is that it's not actually Doom's abilities. It's the combination of Doom's abilities with the current AI profile, and I don't think that that's quite the same thing. I know, Aaron, I know. I know Kang has a very strong power drain, but I reserve my right to laugh, because he doesn't have a whole lot else, and power drain is the most commonly resisted form of power control. Sure, never throw a heavy. That makes this super fun. He's just gonna kill me through block. Alright, well, that was apparently exactly as much health as I needed. Yeah, Mr. Steven, exactly. I'm not sad to lose Nimrod there. And apparently, I am extremely glad that that was exactly how many blocked hits I took. Man, Kitty was not playing along. I don't think that not being 6 stars does mean that they're automatically out of the running for best power controller, because you still see them in war, and they're still allowed, like you're still allowed to bring them to things like Gauntlet or Act 6 or 7. Like, I understand that you don't necessarily go for them first because they're more fragile. We assign a lot less magic and Quake than we used to, but they're still very much in contention. Until Kabam makes it until or such that you actually can't bring them. They're on the list for. I assign them in war when we need to, but when I don't assign them, it's not because they're not better at power control. It's because they're squishy, and that's not the same thing. Like I said, it's the sum of Doom's abilities, including his tankiness, that makes him the best Mystic. I just don't give him the crown for power control. Who would I say needs to do more I-Bomb or Anti-Venom? Anti-Venom, I'd say. Because his kit seems to be built around blocking, and he really needs regen. Psylocke best power control. I like, trust me, I love Psylocke, but it still makes me bitter that her whatchamacallit, her power gain when she drops somebody below a bar of power with a special one is an active buff. Like, that just should not happen. Good lord, did we have a stream crash? Like that. I don't think 15. Sorry for maligning Doom. Yeah, that was too early. I felt it. Although it would be pretty funny to get mad at me for being unfair to Doom as I'm simultaneously calling him the best Mystic. Damn, it does look like we actually lost quite a few of them. Yeah, this alt is free to play. Maybe that just means Taters is having a good run. Oh well. Alright, we're definitely opening another 6-star today. But I want to get through all of this. I feel like if we can take down the kitty, we can take down any of them. Effective defense. That's right. The stupid don't block or you die node. I mean, Ronan will be able to handle some of it, but we need somebody else for Claire. Strife may be the way to go there. Really have a miss counter. But I suppose we can just stick to special 3s against him. And then what does she have? It's mostly the same stuff. Ah, Limber. Okay, so we're definitely bringing House of X. Nimrod doesn't really help on this node, though, and yeah, we definitely need Ronan back. I don't really think Purgatory helps there. Let me take a look. 4 paths left. Said Strife loses his damage to use his utility. True. Yeah, I think that's what we want for this one. Going for a featured? I wasn't planning on it. Like, I could, but this account is still so far behind what I normally tell people in terms of, like, make sure you have a decent number of 6-stars before you start going for features. Like, any good champ is good for me. Something may also be up with YouTube, though. Now it's telling me I have one viewer. De la vie. Alright, this should be fine. Let's try and not block. Thanks, Cyber. Ronin is so satisfying to use when things go well. Ugh. Well, extra willpower. Let's see... Okay, I don't think this can fail. Gosh darn it, Claire. I really thought she was done with her combo. On me. This is hurting. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know, guys. The analytics are sometimes weird. I shouldn't even mention it. Alright, head for the special three. Oh, what are these dashbacks? Thank you, that's the evade. Okay. God, so much completely avoidable damage right there. Hey, Slay, how's it going? Does anybody else feel that Claire's a little overrated? No. I have said before, I think Claire is both overrated and underrated. Like, you will run into people who say, oh, Claire is definitely better than Doom if you just know how to use her right. And, like, come on, if you're trying to be objective, that's stupid. Doom is overtuned, Claire is not. Um, but there are also a lot of people who underrate Claire, like Slay. He is a man of poor taste. No, I'm kidding. Um, but if you feel like Claire's damage is bad, use Hellfire. Like, that gets around things like Safeguard, that completely ignores armor. No matter how many weaknesses are on you, Hellfire does the same amount of damage. She has very consistent, solid damage output. And if you are not actively taking damage and need to heal, your default should probably be Hellfire. Plague is for when I need to stay in control of a fight and have better uptime on buff immunity. Hellfire is my default for damage, and then when I've taken some damage and need to heal up, or I need the bleed immunity, I switch back into blood. Player guide coming soon at some point. I just think that she's old enough, and a lot of people have made up their minds about her, that I'm not sure how much of a demand there is for it. Like, she is on the list. I've promised it before. I just don't know when. I'm super jealous of Oakley's rank 4. Yeah, Oakley has a rank 4 Claire that he took up for the last couple wars. I don't think that Claire is overrated, no. I think she has one of the most versatile, powerful kits in the game. When using Hellfire, you don't get the power control. Yeah, but you're also still shutting down buffs. Like I don't feel like that's a problem. Like Claire is not magic. The like one of the strengths of Claire is how many things she can do, and how many things she can do requires you to not be able to use it all the time. Like if she imagine if she was triple immune and every time she threw a special 3, she life stole, power stole, and did her hellfire damage. Imagine if she had all 3 modes at once. She would be one of the most overpowered champions in the game. But she's not, because you do need to choose. And that requires you to make choices, but I don't think that it makes her weak. It makes her incredibly flexible and requires you to tailor her to the fight properly. There's more like thought involved in said tailoring than in using Doom and going, is there anything that stops me from doing the Doom cycle on this fight? No? Alright, well then I'm going to do the Doom cycle on this fight. Like, for 90% of fights, he kind of plays the same. That's not how Claire plays, but I don't think that makes her weaker. It just means that she takes a bit more. And I think that she absolutely rewards the investment. All right, let's see how this works. Oh, I needed the House of X. Oh, this may not work very well. All right, if we can control it that way, I will. Beautiful. Bravo, Ronan. You love Doom for the 10% of fights where you need to adapt and play differently. See, I actually agree, Slay. Um, those are my favorite Doom fights because those are the ones where he's not just a cookie cutter overpowered champion. Those are the ones where I feel like I'm actually playing Doom. Those are the ones where I'm like, yes, I'm glad I brought him on the team. It's the standard Doom fights where I'm like, why am I bothering playing a game if this is the answer? And I'm sorry. I know that's not like the a lot of people enjoy Doom for all fights, and I'm not trying to yuck their yum. Like it's just something that doesn't work for me. Thanks, Cyber. Christopher Banish, hope everyone is having a good day. Ended up awakening my voodoo from the feature. Very nice. Very jealous of that pull. Surprisingly, some of my alliance mates didn't understand my excitement. Well, of course not. He's several years old and he's not Doctor Doom. Why? How could he be worth anything? That was not a shot at you, Bricard, by the way. Um, that was just a shot at. There are some players that seem to think that if you have quote the best champion in a class, then there's no reason to care about any of the others, and that's That's silly. Doom is awesome. Or Voodoo is awesome. Doom is awesome. I love Voodoo. The power control, the poison, his move set, like the healing. He's so sustainable and so much fun. I love the like mini game counting and controlling combos. Ronin gameplay is super satisfying to watch. Thanks. AKA Nerd. Nerd absolutely loves his Doom, but he will also admit his biases, so I'm not holding that against him. Do you think that Claire will be of high value for Battlegrounds? I do, yeah. Because I mean, the masochism node benefits her because it's an instantaneous buff, and so triggers Mystic Dispersion, and she can also put it onto cooldown really quickly and then destroy it with buff immunity. She's decent on defense because of the power gain when you're running Mystic Dispersion and that kind of thing. The triple immunity makes her useful on offense. She's a good to great counter for almost every cosmic. And because she can heal, if you want to go that way, then she can end at very high percentage of health. I do think she's very good for Battlegrounds, yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Bean had good results with her. Mutant class is overrated, unpopular opinion. I mean, overrated maybe, because maybe people are giving it too much love. But if what you are saying is that the mutant class is not the most powerful class, then I'm just going to have to disagree with you, Aaron, because the mutant class is stupid overpowered. They're just like almost anything that would belong in another class wheel. You're like, mutants can do that too. Like, you need an armor up for a Havoc? Iceman can take it. Like, I'm not going to go through the whole list, but yeah, mutants are really, really strong. They're not infallible, so they might be overrated. But I do think they're the strong. I agree with Slay Cyber. I would absolutely use a Mystic Awakening gem on Mojo, and depending on how the current feature crystal closes out for me, I very well may. Like, I think my plan is to see what the rest of the feature crystal brings me, to see what my 7-4 Nexus crystals bring me. And then if I don't have somebody who I'm like, yes, that's who I'm using my mutant gem on, I'm going to awaken my mojo and take him to rank. It's been too long. I love him too much, and I don't even have the 5-star ranked. Havoc can also take Havoc. Right, as can Cyclops. It's a conspiracy slay. Can't wait to try Voodoo and Battlegrounds. That does sound interesting, because you like automatically have that health buffer at the start, right? Have a 6-star gem so might shoot for Mojo. Yeah, he's amazing. Spin hasn't uploaded in a while, but if you check out Spinnaker 3, if you're not already familiar with him, that's what made me fall in love with Mojo. Spin does a lot of crazy stuff with him. I was going to say and did, but I think Spin has come back to playing recently and is at least doing some of Act 7. So that counts as does. Because there's no way he's not using his Mojo. Oh, that does sound fun for the King Group fight slay. Alright, come on. Throw one more heavy. Thank you. NK degens. God, that sounds fun. I love Mojo. close am I to another? Not that close, but there's one at the end of this, right? Because I might rank 5 Purgatory. I'm really tempted to. Okay. Oh god, the debuff immune. Son of a. Dang it, Padme. But let's see. Strife can take it. Ronan can take it. Like, she's going to be immune to the bleeds, so it's not going to look like our other Ronan fights. But he is a hero, I'm pretty sure, so we can use the House of X pre-fight. And he does gain cruelties from failing to apply bleeds. So if we can get up to the special 3, we can still do really good damage. Yes, he is a. And then the question is, do I want Purgatory? So there's destructive feedback here. I'm not sure she really helps for either of these. I think maybe we want Nimrod just as a poison immune for Scarlet Witch. So I think I'll drop out Purgatory for that. Star Ghost gameplay. Do I even have a 3-star Ghost? It's probably like the lowest possible if I do. Yeah, see, no 4-star. Okay, I do have a duped 3-star Ghost. You're not wrong. I'm not doing the whole Quake that. Oh no, we need Purgatory to finish off Quake. That is. Desafortunado. Ooh, actually, that'll work. Let's bring along Domino. Yeah, the selector. That's what I was thinking, Cyber. Yeah, he baited me. Okay, I'll restart for that one. Stupid staff. And I did dash back a little bit to her, but that's just I'm willing to restart for the extra health. Can Ronan shrug off debuffs? Yes, by switching into guard stance one at a time. It is fairly limited, but it really comes in handy. Oh my god, I did not throw 2 mediums. Come on. I talked you out of ranking up Strife. When he's awakened, would I suggest it? I think at that point I probably would, especially if they fix the hood synergy. Use your 4-star Nick Fury. Why, though? Is that more fun than using a Ronin that's twice as strong? He'll be good here with the unblockable, so intentionally go into the second life. I don't particularly enjoy using Nick that way. Like, this is fine. All we've had here thus far is me scrubbing up the first fight and then input issues on the second. That's fine. Thanks, man. Like, I appreciate the suggestion, not here. I just, I don't think that I'll have fun that way. And the whole point of this account is actually for me to try and use the less meta options that fall into my hands rather than like taking the overpowered ones that I maybe have as lower rarities and using them. And I do count Nick as a bit overpowered. That's nothing against him or the strategy. It's just this account is trying to use some of the others. Clown would be ecstatic. I would be ecstatic. I have a 5-star rank 5 Red Hulk, but it took me a long time to get him, and I still don't have a 6-star at all. I would love to use him for content. I was a huge fan of his buff when it first came out. I was telling everybody how good it was, but I couldn't really do much with it. Can I remove that unstoppable? I think I probably can. No, Strife does not need the Duke to be used in Abyss, because the first fight you use him in, if you don't scrub it up like I did, it's not that hard to get him to 100 charges. Ooh, that one was close. I thought it was going to force me to block. Alright, I'll take 21 charges. He does get it done out here, you're absolutely right. The other problem with Nick on this account is that while this account does have willpower and 4 points in Mystic Dispersion, beyond that, its masteries are super bare bones. And so I don't have any points in Deep Wound. And a 4-star Nick taking on the highest difficulty of the side quest without deep wounds does not sound like my idea of a good time. Ronan is much better for me for the bleeds because his have a longer duration, so he doesn't actually benefit as much as Nick from deep wounds, but that also means he's not hurt quite as much by me not having it. He was your first rank 3 science champ. That's awesome. I love me some Rolk. So many paths in the side quest. There are Entrausis. There are 8 for each difficulty. For a developed account, the bottom 2 can be auto-fought. I am going to have to do the second to last one manually because this account just is that developed. But yeah, I did the epic one earlier today. I think you were there for that, and I'm doing the legendary one now. And it's not bad. Like, you do need at least some options for these fights, but I think as long as you have at least a few good champions at a decent level, you can make stuff happen for these. I'm still kind of surprised that America Chavez wasn't worse. Kitty only cost me a potion. Angela could have been soloed, but that was my own mistake. But I've actually done a few of these paths itemless. I think we use Strife here. Hey, Giraffe, how's it going? I'm doing pretty good. Enjoying my ult. Oh. You absolute jerk. And that may be the difference on, you know, whether we have enough health to get through Quake, too. So that's pretty frustrating. Whoop, that's on me. I dexed way too early. Oh, come on. Really? Double poison and heal block on 4 hits? Strife doesn't even crit. Oh, the Scarlet Witch experience me. I don't need to bring a poison immune. I know Strife does crit, obviously, but it's just not particularly high. Whipped up some pancakes. Now I'm waiting for the final 4 games. Nice. Enjoy, man. I'm gonna see if I can get through without reviving. Look at all these power drains. 8 how RNG based Domino is. Yeah. He is strong, though. Oh, God. Quitting out of this Quake fight means that I either have to solo the final Scarlet Witch with Domino after killing off Ronan, or I'm going to have to revive either Ronan or Strife. That is fairly annoying, but we'll see what happens. Good news is Ronan not being able to bleed means hopefully I don't kill Quake by accident. Dang it. Worth parrying it and risking it to push her over 2 bars. I hate Quake so much. Alright, time to quit out. Which makes me sad. You start Gilly solo. No, Domino should be fine. She's not a hero, though, so let's make sure we don't try and parry. Yeah, let's instead make sure we take a full 5-hit combo. That sounds fun. Hey, Olivier, don't worry about it. I mean, it is up for later if you want to see it, but alright, let's... Oh, that's right, Domino's not a hero. Good lord. Okay, I don't know if she's going to be able to solo this boss. I may have to revive Strife. We'll see what happens. Dom is a hero? Is she both a hero and a mercenary? Really? Huh. I'll be. I thought you couldn't be both. Thanks for that. How's it going, Code? Oh, it's hard to put Conflictor on cooldown because we have to do the thing where we randomly stun her, right? Oh, and now that can't happen because is that only a lucky thing? See, I don't know very much about Domino. So, like, odds are this applies a bleed and it's immediately purified. But I'd rather get lucky back, because that's important for damage. Or it just won't apply it. That's fine, too. Oh, no, I dashed back too early and I wasn't ready. Yellow jacketed me. My 4-star Tigra did this faster? I mean, I'm sure. A maxed out 4-star Tigra like has at least as good a stats as a rank 1 6-star. Like they're fairly comparable. I believe that's the same, or no, it's not the same challenge rating, but it's close. And like you would have your SIG ability and all that kind of stuff. Of course. Oh, you're caught up on the three legs joke sniper. Right, Meta? No, she was definitely still doing work. I just didn't treat that special 2 with proper deference at the end and paid for it. Oh, okay. Looked into the arenas further. Curious. Maybe I'll bring Domino back into the mix. Yeah, I'm curious, Meta. Because, like, she can stun, right? I saw Conflictor clearly go on cooldown at one point, and I feel like I remember being stunned by her at some point, getting wrecked in the past. Lucky passive. Okay, it's not part of the lucky passive. Okay, a critical hit with a maximum roll in both attack and critical damage results in a perfect critical hit that inflicts a stun. Okay, so I got one of those in that fight. So I didn't necessarily need to throw the special 3. I could have just kept hitting her until eventually the stars aligned and I got a perfect critical hit that would have put Conflictor on cooldown, and then I could have thrown the special 3. That's okay. She can stun lock. That, I feel like to stun lock, she needs to be going through Lucky, though, right? Am I wrong? Seems there's one stack of 15 and one of 45. Yeah, that sounds right to me, Olivier. Some people who tested it seems you get 15 units 70% of the time, 45 about 30% of the time. Okay. And that would start to make sense with the difference. Yeah. Yeah, sounds like that does kind of explain where Mad Hats was coming from. Her odds for a max roll are higher when they're stunned? Okay. Or like it at least feels like that. Good to know. Yeah, you want to be lucky. Okay, well, got through that. Gwenpool. So Strife should be good for this. And then this is Fighting Dirty, Power Reserve, Power Shield. So more Strife. A lot of Strife. Maybe some Dom. Okay. Well, that was not exactly how I wanted that to go. Hey, Gubbar, how's it going? Not reliably, Olivier. But yeah, if you get lucky enough. You can theoretically stun well. Come on, man. Please don't wait out the shock. Like, that's so stupid. He's gonna wait out the shock and throw it. He's just gonna try and wait until he goes all the way back to full? That's stupid. Alright then. Well, I had to wash my hands like 4 times. That's kind of gross. I mean, I probably don't take care of my watches properly, I'll be perfectly honest, but I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me that they would get that gross. This is getting a little bit greedy, but yeah. I was like, there's no way Strife Special 2 doesn't kill one Power Shield. Not here, that's because that's just my, that's my account name on my main. It's an old marching band nickname. I'm tall, and I used to be extremely scrawny. I got called Daddy Longlegs a few times, and I started using that for game stuff like this. It is a spider, yeah. Whoa, that was terrifying. No! Oh my god, I hate her freaking recovery. Alright, well, we're at 30. You know what, Meta? It's just never occurred to me. That would have made this a lot easier, and I would not have gotten wrecked on that evade right there. Alright. Good to know. Yeah, Kabam was like, or sorry, Domino's release was, I think, the true beginning of Kabam not understanding everything about their own game. There's so many parts of her kit that have just clearly not worked over the years or done weird things. Like I still have an old clip somewhere of me fighting her with magic, and she was crit failing my basic hits. which don't have a chance to do anything. And no, it was not that I was hitting with the dexterity buff up and the dexterity buff was failing to apply. It was not that I was crossing a bar of power and that limbo was failing to trigger. Like, no, it was my basic hits in the middle of my combo, in the middle of bars of power, and I was getting crit failed, which makes zero sense. I was not running resonate, nothing. There's just, yeah, Domino's weird, man. I didn't even have Resonate unlocked at the time meta, but it occurred to me I needed to say that. I said it before I saw your chat, but I'm not surprised to see that chat because yes, I know that's a popular mistake. No, nobody is immune to crit failure. There are champions that are immune to ability accuracy reduction, and all of their native abilities have a 100% chance to trigger. So, like Mysterio and Nimrod and now Omega Sentinel are not normally going to cause crit failure, but if you run Resonate with any of those three, they will take crit failure all the time. Feels really laggy. Yep, there goes the shock. Certain certain extent, long shot. Yeah, long shot is not going to often, but I believe Resonate doesn't, even multiplied by his extra ability accuracy, Resonate's still less than 100, so it'll happen to him too. I'll see if I can find it, Coat. But like I promise you there was nothing. There was nothing else going on. Like magic just does not do anything in the middle of her combos. It was, I believe, it was on the old node 29. So masochism, aspect of evolution. Like the only thing I can think of is that like aspect of evolution was somehow increasing Domino's chance to crit fail even when it, but that doesn't make sense because it's just supposed to happen when your abilities fail. It's not supposed to be something that can be boosted by hers. I'll see if I can find it. I it would be God, it would be on a hard drive and not labeled somewhere. So it won't be soon. Maybe it's on my email. I'll take a look. But like I'd also like to know, can you think of any other factors? I'll check if it's on the channel. It's not likely, but it is possible it's an old unlisted video. I'll take a look at that later. But can you think of any other factors? Like it wasn't limbo, it wasn't dexterity, it wasn't resonate. What else can magic possibly do in the middle of her combo? Yeah, I remember the block break stuff. No, your block was not broken. You were unlucky and you tried to dex and you got wrecked because your dex failed. Yeah. There was also a time, again, before I had Resonate unlocked, so I know it was not that. I did used to see Mysterio's crit fail trigger against her on vanilla nodes sometimes. I know she can fail masteries. Maybe she was failing something like Pacify or Stupefy. Nah, because she wasn't stunned. Like, again, it was the old node 29, so Masochism was. Yeah, I wasn't stunning much. Hey, Booba, how's it going? Alright, let's actually get into this fight. Hey, Aiden. Um, my guess is that you're thinking from my earlier live stream. I took a break of several hours. Oh, hey, we're down to our last path. Oh, no! Oh, I'm just gonna redo that. There's no point in finishing. Like, yeah, that's fine. Not that hard a path. I forgot to quit out and beat Squirrel Girl with Domino, Aiden. Good news is the fight isn't hard. Bad news is I was too focused. Yeah, I got what you mean, Code. There are a lot of factors in this game. I just don't think there are too many that can cause new abilities. And I don't think I have it recorded, but I also know for sure I've had it happen with Mysterio before I had Resonate unlocked. And it wasn't like in incursions with the old version of Lightning Fists or anything, don't worry. I just don't trust Domino. And I don't particularly trust the way that they handle ability accuracy. Because there's also the fact that maybe it's fixed now, I haven't tried in a while, but for a very long time, Mysterio could have his parries fail with Disorient, which should not happen. Do you mind throwing a special? We're just not doing that right now. Hey, Devils. Gatorade. I like that. I love it. All kinds of raids. Thank you, Taters, for the raid. Good going all. I don't think I'm feeling quite lucky enough. You know what? Let's do it. I'm at 25 charges. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Stressing the limits of Power Shield there. Welcome, everybody. We are currently going through the side quest on my alt account, where these are pretty much the options I have. I also have a Mysterio and a Nimrod and a Purgatory. And that Domino is not ranked. I am redoing this path because, like an idiot, I actually beat Gwenpool with Strife instead of taking her down to almost no health and then finishing with Domino. After seeing Power Shield Chavez, I'll never trust again. Yeah, that was pretty nuts on Vegas stream. So little damage. Not Tater Raid. I love all the spellings of Tater Raid. A soothing voice after Tater stream. Taters has a very calm voice. Well, maybe not in the game. I haven't done that one yet. Oh. Okay. Let's get our shocks up. That was ideal. Nope. Woo! This is going so much worse than last time. Okay, let's try not to knock her down. I want that willpower. I'm gonna try and remember what you got. Yeah, it's gonna take me a minute to get the timing meta. I do appreciate the shout. But I do not have that down yet. Actually, maybe we just close this one out too. Thanks, Devils. Hey, Scargo. Welcome, Arne, Dennis, or Denis. Anders, Thin. Come on, everybody. Okay, I didn't take quite as much damage as it felt like in that last one. Let's do this a bit better. Conspiracy time? I didn't even see that earlier. Hi, work. Oh, I was just describing an old fight I had that I submitted. Where I was just saying, like, I really do not think that Domino works perfectly. Coat was disagreeing, saying that he hasn't seen something unexplainable. But I'm going to look later through my archives to see if I can find the video. Because I know I've been crit failed with her before using Mysterio on a vanilla node before I had Resonate unlocked. I just need to go through all of the normal the normal issues. But I have a video somewhere of her crit failing magic in the middle of my combos, which just doesn't make sense to me. Because I was not crossing a bar, I was not failing to trigger Limbo, I did not have Resonate on. I was not triggering Dex, like that was already over, it was later in the combo. She wasn't crossing a bar of power, so it wasn't Or no, that still shouldn't do it. But she also wasn't crossing a bar of power for any lucky, unlucky shenanigans. Oh well. Thanks for coming over here, Beta. Guys, you hate arena? Yeah, Slay. It's not the most fun thing in the world. All right, let's try this again, and I'll try and be a little bit less locked in. Excuse me, do you mind? Okay. Oh, she really waited out the shock perfectly. Oh, that's cruel. That is cruel. Okay, that's not good. Seven, 6, 5, done. Take care, Aiden. Is that from the Incursions tournament? Good luck, man. I may have missed it, Coat. Let's see. Oh, I definitely did not have Night Thrasher on the team. I forget the exact details, but there is no way I had Night Thrasher on the team with where I was at that point. Uh, Appreciate that. Let me go ahead and add you on Discord in case I find it later. Where is... Okay. Hmm. That didn't work, but I'll check online later then. Ah, okay. Capitalized. Gotcha. Lauren says, does the side Q EQ give a lot of XP? No, like that bar has barely budged. So few things give XP, it seems, other than actually doing story quests. Kind of annoying. Because I pushed all the way to 50, so that I could actually claim my extra tier 5 basics from gifting, so that I could take Strife to rank 2 back in December. And then when I made my Cavalier push, I believe that's what took me over 51, but otherwise that bar almost never moves. Kind of annoying. Just finished Cav EQ Phoenix. That fight sucks. That fight is definitely difficult, Scarco. I think I've only done it once thus far, because I might stream it later. I soloed with Reed, but there were definitely some shenanigans. Yeah, thankfully Discord has a little pop-up on the... Thank you. That was nice and easy. Has a little pop-up that says it's case sensitive, so I knew to try. Voodoo and Man Thing decent. Yeah, and then for Voodoo, you're just sticking to the special 2, right? Because you don't want to put the poisons on, because she'll just shrug them. Oh, I forgot to finish Penny off as well. Okay, I need to do that one. Alright. Well, that's a little frustrating. That Ronin fight was so pretty, too. The Ronin versus Penny one. Okay. I'll do it again. Not the end of the world. Was thinking of exploring Act 7, having a rank 4 gem. Ooh! Definitely this. I didn't realize I got that already. Turning on recoil. I don't blame you, Slay. I'm kind of considering doing a grind on Monday, and I will definitely be putting it on if I do. Ended up being able to do it with anyone. Yeah. As much as you can push her into the corner, that definitely does make it easier. I was able to stack one of Reed's passives that way by backing her up. I mean, I'm sure you handled it, Master of Devils, but I don't know that I would call the Phoenix fight easy just because of how many people it's throwing. Manageable, yes. It's not like you need to do something absurdly fancy, but there are some moving parts. Thanks, Cyber. It's done, so no need to worry anymore. That's good. Oops, meant to throw that demon, but that's okay. Phoenix fight was annoying, but I didn't read the notes. That'll do it, Paul. that fight is not one where I would recommend figuring it out as you go. Yeah. Exactly, Scarco. It is manageable, but there's enough going on. I don't blame you for not having fun. Ah, this is the one for Cat. Okay, so we're bringing in Purgatory for Medusa. Yeah, she'll be able to get around polka dot power, so that part's fine. Same idea here. Like, Mixmaster is going to be annoying just because it means we can't chain. Um, we can't do full combos, which is very helpful for Purgatory. I don't particularly want to use Strife because he's not going to gain any power. But we can use Ronin and Purgatory, and I'll bring Strife for the final fight. So, drop Domino then. Nick Fury does the Phoenix fight well with the debuffs and miss counter. Really, I thought that you didn't. From my memory, you don't want to counter the miss because she reflects the damage. I want to run incursions again soon myself. My man has a 2-star guillotine on the team. I absolutely do. Because it gives Purgatory this synergy, which basically makes her sorcerer as far as being able to block specials more efficiently. It lets Strife start invisible, which is huge for getting that damage going out of the gate. And it lets Ronan bleed by blocking. She actually ties this team together. Come on, throw your special, bud. Matt. That'll do. Take care, Meta. Spent 20 minutes using boosts for item use. God, that is my least favorite thing to do for item use. I hear you, man. I'm gonna go check the nodes. Just remember the dashing back to convert debuffs into buffs, the annoying falter. Hence thought Nick Fury. Probably right. I just remember, like, if you use Torch to counter the miss, like, Torch is bad because of the passive debuffs, so those get reflected. I remember that from Summer Thing. But I think if you try and use, like, Professor of X to counter it, you run into the same issue. I could be wrong, and maybe it's a slightly different version of the node. That's just what's in my head. I think I'm still going to use... Yeah, I'm still going to use Ronan here. There's no Limber on the Medusa, right? Make sure. Ah, but she can go stunning you. That's okay. Okay. So I'll use one more House of X on this guy, and then I'll save one for the boss. Yeah, the passive stun off of House of X is super nice. Nope, not hitting you. Not sending you yellow. You know what? There's a possibility this sends him low. It's his power focus. That was a mistake. Unless you reduced her ability accuracy? Maybe. I'm not sure, Lawrence. Okay, clutched it. Thoughts on Hood? I think Hood's great. I'm a big fan. Like the passive staggers are a strength, same as when Doom has them. The passive Fate Seal is really strong. The fact that it also reduces ability accuracy is fantastic. The bullets can do a lot of damage. I've seen Hood used as a nuke multiple times, and it's great. The invisibility gives you openings where block damage could be an issue. I like Hood quite a bit. He's definitely not trash. Yeah, the stun immunity while invisible is huge as well. Whoops. That's okay. Bravo, Purgatory. Did quit out when she was at the point of death and then came in with a different chance to her off. Yeah, the regen is pretty manageable if you have her at only what is it, like one Phoenix charge? I forget what those things are called. Yeah, Hood also pairs very well with Strife, Kingpin, and the Ghost team. I want Hood badly, mainly for pairing with Kingpin. Okay, so this one is not Mixmaster. Is not Harry. But we do have the stun immune issue. Be careful with that. That was a rough lag spike right there. Did not enjoy it. I got lucky there. Yep, because that could have happened. Oh, please don't send a red. I wasn't thinking about power focus. Okay, not quite. Okay. That is not nearly as easy as using Tigra for that fight, but it worked. Intercepted Ragthor 20 times, not one auto block. Sorry, Slay. Okay, so after this, we have to go and take Penny down one more time, but this should give us all the rewards from the quest itself. That was terrifying. I thought she might throw the special too. Okay, that'll work. Not quite as much, because the shock fell off, but that's okay. I think this still does it. Thoughts on this side quest overall? Yeah, I definitely agree with very solid. The fights were interesting, but none of them were too bad. I think the Quake one was probably my least favorite, and I'm not saying it wasn't well designed, I'm just saying that Padme was mean. But I think all the fights were well designed. Were interesting, required you to bring different characters. Like, yeah, this was a very good side quest. I understand the rewards could have been higher, but like, I don't know. I had fun, and it's just an absolute ton of calf shards. So let's see. We have Ronin. That's what we need, and we have Purgatory to. Yeah. Okay, we'll be fine. Really, Slay? Did your rank 4 Sig 200 Omega Red make a fight easier? No, I mean I soloed it pretty quickly on mine as well. I forget who I used on the main. Yeah, I really cannot remember. But like it's not a hard fight. I handled it even on this account without too much difficulty. I just don't like fighting Quake. And making a debuff immune Quake with Stupefy and with destructive feedback is just kind of rude. Got Jack from the Cavs. Yeah, I got nothing on my main. Like I got actually an above average amount of 5 stars, so I suppose I essentially got some 6-star shards from the calves, but nothing particularly interesting. On this account, I got that Domino though, so you know, something. And at worst, they're always free ISO, right? 2 rooms in, Cersei's nuts for incursions. Yeah, she is. Wake Special 1 decks can catch me. You and me both, my friend. Like, it's not even that bad. It just catches me enough. Check the Phoenix nodes, and Haunted reflects damage back while Altered, which can't be affected. Yeah, I was wondering if that might be true, Lawrence. If you just didn't notice it as much because Nick is so hard to kill. Yeah, I used to feel super safe with the Quake Special 1 decks, and since the inputs have been a little rocky, it's just... little touch and go. Oh, congrats! Wags and Wasp are really solid pulls. Oh, that's why. Um, that's why Miles got the evade charge last time. I hit into his block so much. I need to watch that. Because it's normally not an issue with Ronan, and it's kind of part of his playstyle. But we don't need to give him that benefit. Didn't even get to throw the special 3. Got a long shot awakening later in the day. Congrats, Lauren. That's awesome. Fantastic Cavluck. I'm hungry. That's why I'm crushing it in incursions. I'm hungry. I understand, man. Okay. This time, I'm going to remember the dang boost. But we need to remember to quit out. I don't know that I agree, Lawrence. I think that Ronan's actually in a pretty good place after his buff, as far as, like, whether he's worth it or not. You know? Yeah, that was risky. We have the pre-fight, just... Okay, now wait for those bleeds to do some work. Wait. Hey, Highline, welcome back. Happy 5-star Wolverine's gonna be in the basic finally? Yeah, you and me both. I have a 5-star Wolverine, but I don't have a Joe, and I don't think I have a Scarlet Witch. It's just, it's far past time that those were available to everyone, you know? Can a second heavy finish it? I know we're already running into Limber, but yes. Okay. Now we have all of the reward. I was talking about when he first came out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I buy that. It didn't quite get there. Like, he was good, but I think adding the extra ability accuracy reduction really helped tie things together. Okay, there's no reason for me to do the final boss again. All right, let's see what we got. Hey, Carl, how's it going? Give me 1 second, guys. Right back. Oh, wow, David, you have a rank 4 Ronin? That's awesome. Big fan of that. That's a cool decision. Okay, so we have two of the Women of Power ones. Like, I'll have some more later because I still need to explore the second difficulty, but I'm not gonna do that on stream. We've had enough of it. Okay, not mind that. She can punch above her weight class. Go away, offers. World War II and Miss Marvel? Wow, work. Surprises me. I think Joe is slightly underrated. Um, like, my issue with Joe is that his playstyle bothers me because you basically have to take a lot of block damage and bait heavies if you want to get his, like, perfect roll. And so that's always going to bug me. But there is a real payoff in his kit. And I probably will rank 3 mine before too long. Like, he's great in Battlegrounds, he has some other uses. He's not a bad champ. You thought I pulled a 6-star kitty? No. I am not that lucky. Hey, look, another Domino. That would have been funny. Alright, I have 3-star, 4-star, and 6-star Nimrod now on this account. That's very funny. Really do love me. Woo! 5-star Ant-Man. Never getting used. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll pull a Captain Sam at some point. Who knows? 6-star Morningstar would have been sick, and I would have been really happy with a 6-star Cole to go with my 5-star Maw. Speaking of Cole. Oh well. We get what we get. I already got Domino today. I'm not gonna be greedy. Really, David, you like his awakened ability? Because people have been asking me about it, and my impression was that I don't think it's that important. Like, I imagine the evade giving you openings is nice, but the fury doesn't seem that important to me because like, normally what you would want to do for damage is go to the special 3 anyway. Right? So yeah, if you could elaborate on that, I'm curious. Oh, I thought that might go to Night Thrasher. Oh well. That's not bad. Okay, so we have a 5-star and a 6-star. Do this. punishing parries was all I needed to never want to touch Joe. I completely understand work. It's a weird part of his kit, and I realized they needed to get to 4 suits, but I wish they'd done something else. Jabari would have been nice and not sad about Angela. If I ever dupe her, then that's interesting. Alright, 6-star, let's go. He's hunting you. He even sent a scent. Ronan was one of the first champs to parry projectiles. Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. I think I might have preferred Dormammu for the Purgatory synergy, weirdly enough. But yeah, I like Psylocke. I'll see if she can handle things. Maybe I can get some of her synergies going. Like, I don't know when they're going to fix the Spider-Man 2099 one, but like between that and Captain Britain, maybe I can get some of those as 4-stars. Oh, and I have some of this. That was an ugly real cyber. I am being optimistic. If you're evading 1 or 2, it's incredibly underwhelming. However, if you time Ronan's evade to evade all the hits of Penny's special too. Oh, okay, so it's like an evade charge, like Ultron? Maybe I'm misunderstanding that. Alphabets are hard. Rereading it. Passive evasion on the next incoming hit for up to 2 seconds. Okay, so that's what you're talking about. If it's a full 2 seconds, you can stack them. So does it only remove 3 cruelty passives? Or is it that it does remove all of them, but even though it removes all of them, the fact that you, thank you, Slay. Or is it the fact that even though it removes all of them, you get all the Furies and therefore it's just worth it? That's interesting. I hadn't processed that. It only removes 3 no matter how many evades. Okay, well then I was definitely underrating his SIG ability. Thanks for bringing that up. That's very cool. So even like against like a Cyclops or something, if you stack that and then evade all 3 of the beams, then you trade 3 cruelty passives for 3 Furies. Yeah, that starts to sound a lot better. Good to know. I've banned 9 of his accounts in PG's chat. Sounds like he's fun at parties. Or they're fun at parties. I shouldn't assume. Um, yeah, that's probably what we're doing for now. Okay, so I have Psylocke. I'm definitely going to rank Domino at some point. At this point, I'm going to wait for level up. Oh, I just used all of my mystics. Okay, so I'm not going to rank 5 Purgatory right away. Do I have any catalysts in overflow? Just you. Hmm. I could rank 2 Domino. Like we'll see where things get. Between her, I actually have some more variant options now. Let's see. I have a 4-star Massacre somewhere. Yeah, there he is. Do I have a Red Hulk at all? No. Do I have a 3-star Red Hulk? Good lord, this account is young. I don't have a Red Hulk at all. Okay. Well, I can't use Domino cheese just yet. Wow, sounds like a cool person. I know you guys probably can't see them anymore. I've already seen, or it looks like they've already changed their profile picture so they can go bother somebody else. Purple lady, purple robot. Yeah, I definitely want to rank 5 Purgatory. It's just that frigging P4CC are so difficult to stack in one class. I don't regret taking Mob, though. And maybe I'll do something else with the mutants. Like, yeah, maybe I'll take up like Old Man Logan or maybe Sunspot. Sunspot can be a good time to try and avoid burning like the Tier 5 basics. Or I could take up my 4-star Kitty. Yeah, I might do that actually. Because I do have a few 4-star resources, including one generic awakening gem. And where is it? I think I have a yeah, I've got this thing that I could work on Kitty. Okay, I am happy with where this account is going. I think we're probably done doing like content streaming content on it for this month because there's enough other stuff to do, but thanks for hanging out, everybody. Thanks, PWF. Good lord. Looks pretty different to yours, even though it's only one higher. What was that? Not entirely sure what you mean, Laura. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out, and I will catch y'all later. I've got a concert tomorrow, so I may or may not be streaming, but I'll definitely be back on Monday. Take care, everybody. I will definitely spread the good word of Ronan.